Innocent, would you like to go ahead and start the program?
Yes, please. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. All the teams, all the physical agents and TCP Global teams. First, call me Innocent Ajaga. I'm the Executive Director, CCEDUC Child Development. I coordinate TCP Global Microloans to support multiple women groups in Northern Uganda, including Bidibidi refugee settlement. Today, I have many TCP Global beneficiaries. The groups who are here today with me, you can see them here. So many of them are eager, need to present how TCP Global has benefited them. So I welcome all the teams and to have questions to them so that we can learn from them. Also, they can learn from us. Thank you so much. And when you look at my presentation, I think it is going to be the headlines. I can see you have presented them. It shows that welcome to Uganda. Of course, here this is all about Uganda. Much about Uganda, you can read it there. And then when you continue to the next page, because I need to give much of my time to the women groups who need to present. Yes, so we can go to the next page that reads about CCEDUC. Much about CCEDUC, you can read it there at your free time so that you know more about CCEDUC. We can go to the next page. Yes, the next page reads about the profile in brief, that is the vision, mission, goal, and then core values of CCEDUC. Next page. Yes, next page is about CCEDUC's activities and then location. You can see the location of CCEDUC that supports, that acts as a physical agent of TCP Global, where it is located extreme in the north, which borders South Sudan. And it also hosts thousands of refugees in Yumbe. So that is about activities location. And then we go to the next page. You can read this at your own. When you reach the next page, it reads here, current situation in Yumbe. Much about the current situation of Yumbe, you can see it there. When you look at the roads, this is actually a typical town of Yumbe. It is full of dust, you know. You can even see there on the background, women are real, the key in this town doing the business. So this is actually the situation of Yumbe, and the women and children and elderly are more affected in Yumbe. So we can go to the next page. Yes, now the next page reads about TCP Global programs in Yumbe. So you can look at these programs here and you can read much of it at your own time so that when you have more questions, you'll be asking us through emails or through contact numbers. So this is TCP Global programs in Yumbe. So how we identify as a physical agents, how do we identify these groups? For you to identify the right groups who can support each other, who can repay this money on monthly basis. We have the criteria, that is criteria number 1, criteria number 2, and then criteria number 3. So this you can read it at your own time, free time, so that you read about how do we select these women groups so that they become the real women, the right people who can do the right thing and follow the TCP Global goals and missions. So you can read that, and then we go to the next page. When you come to the next page, it reads about TCP Global programs summary. So in summary, you can see here on this table, At the host communities, we have 25 women groups who have benefited from TCP Global Fund. Microloan, there are 25. And then the refugees, 9 of them have benefited from refugee, Bidibidi refugee settlement, where there is indeed, there is a lot of need to expand this program in the refugee settlement. Since we have 5 zones, but we are still operating in zone 1 in some few villages, yet we have 5 zones in Bidibidi refugee settlement. So we have a total number of beneficiaries, TCP Global beneficiaries. We have 34 groups who have benefited from TCP Global Fund. And when you look at the total number of individual beneficiaries are 1,060,000 individuals who have benefited from TCP Global, but indirectly where each woman leads 5 families, others lead 7 families, and so on. So on average, and today, 5,300 individuals and then indirect beneficiaries have benefited. About 5,300 have benefited from TCP Global here in northern Uganda. So you can read this at your own time. We go to the next, and this is the percentage that shows that, yes, we go to how women groups make use of their interest. Women groups agree among themselves to charge the interest, which is 5%. So what do they do with their interest? You can see here, in this first picture here, you can see a lady with the filtering equipments of honey. So this is Boma Apiary women groups. They use their interest for opening a bee farming that is doing greatly, as you can see here. And then you can look at this in the middle here. The women, also some women groups use their interest to buy chairs. So they use these chairs, they rent these chairs out to get also some income. Like when you look at these chairs are more expensive. So when they are normally rented by these big officials in the district. So each chair can cost about 1,000, 1,500 like that. So they are really earning a lot from their interests. So if you can look at the last photograph is about farming, that is in Rodo. So Rodo women groups, they use their interest in doing farming. They have opened a very large plantation of maize plantation. So I'm very sure within 3 months, they will be harvesting a lot of maize. That will in turn also increase food productivity, act as a food security. So that is a really great impact, how these women are using their interests. So we can go ahead to the next page. Yes, the next page reads here, use of the earnings. The earnings are used in this way. It is used for community projects. You can see here in the first picture here shows the school community. We are now investing the earnings for buildings, construction, schools, and then roofing. These are community projects. This school is community projects. It is for orphanage school, where the earnings of TCP Global, we use the earnings for roofing these buildings. So it has reached at the roofing stage. Within I think 3 to 4 days, we shall be able to complete it. Then when you look at the next, you can see the tip taps, touchless hand washing, which is very unique, and it can, to avoid 100% germs, you can just step on it and then you wash your hands after using the latrines. So we use part of the earnings to do the installation of tip taps. And then we come to the next that shows the bicycles. We use the earnings for coordinating the mentorship, because some of these women are very far, and then the motorcycles are used to coordinate the programs of Bidibidi refugee settlement, which is a long way to reach to Bidibidi settlement. So we use these earnings to buy these motorcycles. That is our work to reach the Bidibidi refugee settlement. And then we use also part of earnings to acquire this photocopier that can ease our work of printing and photocopying. That actually has simplified our work of handling about 34 women groups. So that is how we use our earnings. So we can go to the next page. Yeah, so the next page is Yumbe site sustainability plan of TCP Global Program. How do these people sustain these programs? The first one is continuous loan cycle to generate more interests, expand groups funding. And then the next one is compulsory voluntary savings of the individual group members. And then application of group members, reasonable repayments, pressure. That's why actually until today, TCP Global program is continuing here in Yumbe. It is because 100% repayment is given every month. That helps other women who have not got to get this money. So it has really helped to expand this program until today. That is 100% repayment. And then the compulsory and voluntary domestic investments to energize the group members to continue in businesses and saving culture. And then training and capacity building of the group leaders. So you can see in those pictures how these women do their repayments. Every month they do these repayments. You can see the first picture. And then the second picture shows the capacity building of these women leaders so that they become self-reliant and manage these women. So there are just some few of them whom we reach to their sites, but majority of them are now managing their loans through the capacity building of their women group leaders. So that is how we have planned for sustainability plan for these women. We can go to the next page. Next. Yes, the next is here, TCP Global Impact. So you can see here in the first pictures shows how these people do their businesses. Majority of these women are doing food staff businesses. So you can see the first picture here shows that one of the beneficiaries, this is from Bidibidi refugee settlement, selling fish, which is very, very lucrative business, where she gets a lot of profit from it. And you can see down here, what did she do with the profits? So you can see down here, she has opened a poultry with the profits earned from selling the fish. So you can see here, the woman is really doing so great. And then you can see here, the next person here, very happily drink Coca-Cola drinks with the support, through support in TCP Global in partnership with Coca-Cola Foundation. So has really increased her businesses from small scale is now has opened to large scale. So what is the impact of that? You can see down here the profits she has earned, she has saved. Now from the grass thatched house, she has shifted to iron sheet roof house. You can see here, remain only plastering. So she's very, very comfortable. You can see the health of the woman here. So that shows that really there's great impact. TCP Global Fund is helping here in Northern Uganda, Yumbe district. And then you can look at here, the first one here, these women could not even remain to support their families. But what they have done is they they have come together and initiated a Rotary Club. So in this Rotary Club, you can see all these teams are women leaders in those microcredit loans. So they have come up, they cannot benefit alone from TCP Global. Now what they did was to initiate, through support of the Rotarians, Chris Russell, we initiated this Rotary Club. So these women also help other communities who are really in a very big challenge in terms of various diseases and so on. So this picture shows a typical cleaning of Achiba village, one of the village which had so many challenges. But right now, when you reach in Achiba, they have been provided with this installed latrines, and then they have provided them a water, safe water, clean water. And then also malaria in this village, hopefully it will now disappear in this village, because the Rotarians have secured the drugs, and they already trained the VHTs. I think in next 2 to 3 days, they will start treat and test in this village. So we can go to the next page. Yes, you can see here how happy these women are smiling after hearing that they are going to graduate. About 11 women groups, that is Lemerkita, Boma, Apiari, Ichikiti, Ama, Echora, Arigui, Vale, Ichoni, God with us, that is in Bidibidi refugee settlement, joined together also in Bidibidi refugee settlement. And then we have Ama Obiki, widows also, Asite women groups, and then Omaruku women group. These are women who have really successfully managed their loans so well, and they continue with this program so well. With that, TCP Global has really appreciated and thanked them for their wonderful, great work, and decided to provide them with the certificates. And you can see here they are really very happy, and they are preparing now for this for these graduations. Hopefully we shall invite all that places, and then other TCP Global teams will attend. The next page. Next page.
Nixon, can you mute yourself, please?
Please, you can mute Nixon.
Hello, can I go ahead?
Go ahead.
Yes, now the next page reads about invitation of international volunteers. The successful work CCEDUC is doing, it has been attributed by volunteers, international volunteers. We will therefore invite some interested international volunteers to whether online volunteers or the site volunteers, where we can come together and support this vulnerable community. So that page is actually reads about inviting any volunteer, whether it be internal here in Uganda or in Kenya or any other part of the country, to join us together, so that we can have a greater impact here in Yumbe district. So much of the details, for further information, you can reach to us through telephone numbers, emails, and read much about us on our websites. We can go to the next page. The next page is now the conclusion. You can read about the conclusion here, Uganda and Yumbe. with the current economic situations in Uganda, there is need to adopt a policy statement in the sector of microfinance to impress the system of TCP Global. And then in order to bring everlasting positive economic change to the rural underprivileged women. So that is about Uganda. And then if we can have this program of TCP Global that works so far well. Until today, I've not seen there are other similar programs operating in Yumbe here. Much of this will be the women groups will be the one to tell you about how TCP Global has really helped them, because this program has reached to the grassroots, those who had no hope in their lives, but are benefiting from this program. So that is really something which is new here in Yumbe. And then Yumbe is now a district with an inflated population due to the influx of the South Sudanese. So the population in Yumbe has really increased due to the thousands of refugees. We have about 3,000 refugees who have settled at Bidibidi camp. So, and right now, as I talk now, there's a food shortage here in the refugee settlement. The rationing has really reduced. More of this, I have the Bidibidi refugee women here. They can be able to tell us about the situation in the refugee settlement. There is a need to collaborate with the CCEDUC to formulate a system to reach out to the entire settlement in the district. So I think that collaboration has been greatly with TCP Global. That's why we have opened about 9 sites in the Bidibidi refugee settlement. That is entirely in Zone 1, in Village 12 and Village 4. So that is all about that. The final page, you can go to the last page. So the last page, hello? Hello?
I can hear you, but I don't see the screen.
Yes. All right. Or can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Yes, please. So I think that is now all about my presentation. However, we have women who are eagerly. Yes, I think that is the last page. Is about how can you reach to us? We have the contact number there. We have the email address. We have our websites. This, in case of any questions on or any suggestions at your free time, please feel free to reach to us. We shall be happy to share with you. That is all about my presentation. So I hand over to the women groups who are eagerly waiting. I know there's going to be time will be limited because some of them came from very far, that is Bidibidi and Rodo. So I will request a team of 5 women groups who can present us. We cannot present ourselves because we are not beneficiaries. Let them present us. A team can be presenting on behalf of the group. So I hand over to the representative of Rodo Women Group that can present about Aringa North, how TCP Global has really benefited them. So Nelly, I welcome you to present. Use 5 minutes. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome for this program. I'm Atizio Nelly, Group Chairperson for Rodo Women Business Group. On the same time, I also represent women groups under Aringanofu constituency. By introduction, I wanted to say that this program, TCP program, has lasted in my constituency for 1.5 years. Within this short duration, are considered under TCP Global Program. Out of 8 groups, 3 groups have benefited from this program. Thank you. Now, I wanted to say one thing to colleagues that really, I wanted to say that we don't have government programs here for women in Yumbe district local government like Emioga, women empowerment. But if you can see, it is really very hard to reach us up to the grassroots. Unlike this one of TCP Global, and I really thank for the partners, especially CCEDUC, for them to follow us up to the grassroots. And at the same time, we find that this is CCEDUC, the partner to TCP Global, they give for us this global fund without paying any co-funding. Thank you for that. I'm proceeding further. Let me take Rodo Women Business Group as a case study in my constituency. This program reached us there last year, 30th of October, and that was the period when we received this first payment from the partner, CCEDUC. And to say more about that, when this program came into our group, we had been in a group, and by then we have lasted for 3 years. So it is good that when this program reaches us there, we are very happy for the program. And this fund which we received from the first payment, it was at 5.2, which was given to the 15 members, and this fund lasted in our group for 6 months. We winded up to complete our reimbursement on the 30th of April in this year. At the same time, we were able to receive the additional fund from the partner CCEDUC, which was at 2.6. And I wanted to tell to colleagues that out from this program, we benefited in these ways. One of our benefits, which we realized in my group, was that under economically, there's now increase in our business, because formerly the capital which we have in hand to start off the capital was at low capacity. Like a woman can only have 100,000 to start off a business. When this program came into my group, right now as I'm talking, some of my members, they are now able to have 800,000 to begin their business. 2, along this area, from the TCP Global, I also found that in my group there, through CCEDUC, the partner to TCP, these people that were able to teach for us how to manage this fund, both in terms of planning and the budgeting it. And right now, my members, they are now about budgeting and the planning for this fund. Administratively, we also realized that in our various homes, we have that there's no peace in our families, especially for those who have received that fund. So long as the fund is there, everything at home there can be solved very amicably. There's stability in our homes. The next one is that under administration, school fees problem is now at least favorable compared to the previous days. We go further. As a benefit from this fund, we realize that socially, this fund has created for us among ourselves to have good relationship. As I'm talking now, I can see colleagues are within my premises and very happy. This is a source of how we are benefiting from this program. Colleagues give for me time. And on top of that, in our savings, there's also fund which we call social fund. This is social fund. We use it to help our colleagues, especially the pregnant women. We give this part of fund to them to help themselves during their delivery period. And at the same time, the group members who has school fees problems, we give the little to them to help their young ones who are on school going. With these ones, I really proceed further to say that politically, the government of Uganda is also benefiting from this program by TCP Global. This fund which is given to this group, it is a soft loan which cannot chase us away from our homes. Politically, this one has helped the Uganda government by empowering our women. With all these benefits, I need to proceed further with the challenges. Out of challenges, there are some few which ones I've realized within the Southeast duration consistency. One of the talents due to hope of this, what one calls severe feminine. As I'm talking now, my group, Rodo Business Group, we are, as I'm talking, out of our
Can you mute Vincent also, please?
put into maize plantation, right now, to kick off this TCP Global that we need to support through farming by mechanization.
Chris, you've muted Innocent. You muted our speaker instead of Vincent.
Unfortunately, I know I'm just trying to figure out how to handle it. So Innocent,
Okay.
You're okay now. Innocent.
Hello. Are you listening? Hello.
go ahead, Innocent. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Price fluctuation also affect our business in this way. Right now in our district, there's a rise in prices. As a result, previously, we used to buy a piece of soap at 500. As I'm talking now, the price has risen to 1,000 a piece of soap. That one affects also our profits, which we're getting in our businesses. That is a great challenge. We also find that the traceability of items we buy in order to help our business, like tomatoes, avocados, these ones they can't stay long in stocks. Or automatic, we may find that since they are perishable, it also affects our business in terms of their damages. The next challenge is recently this epidemic disease, COVID-19 also affects us from not moving elsewhere. We are just stagnant. That one has been a problem to us. They will have the transport costs, which are charged on the item. Transport costs that also affect us. At times that you may want to transport your items to the nearest market. Due to the transport cost, you cannot be able to go. That one also affects our business too. With all these few I've mentioned, I wanted to say that we are ready to support the TCP Global support which they've given to us, and we are going to join hands together with them to promote this project to continue forever. May God bless you. Thanks for good listening.
Yes. Thank you so much, representative from Rodo. So let me hand over to the Bidibidi representative to come and tell us the benefits from Bidibidi refugee settlement.
Hi. Thank you so much for the time that you have given to us. I want to take this opportunity to TPC Global that we are really so happy for the support that comes from TPC Global. And we thank you so much. We are no longer calling ourselves refugees because of the support that comes from TPC Global. We used to have challenge whereby we are just women who are idle, staying at home. Other women, they lost even their husbands. They are taking care of orphans. But if you see right now, people have increased. We have become different people. We are looking beautiful ladies now in the camp. And in the camp right now, we have learned experience of business in the camp. Right now, we have become a good women business. In South Sudan, we used to spend money just like water flowing. But right now, we have to make a budget for everything in our families. And every woman is struggling for the children. We are so happy of that through CCEDUC. We got different type of things that we never got in South Sudan before. Other women in South Sudan, they are not able to do business. Other women in South Sudan, they are just like that idle, buying clothes is a problem. But right now, we have changed because of TPC Global. And I want to continue telling you that let God bless you people abandoned to support the women in northern Uganda, not only the refugees, and Innocent talked about the food ratio that we are getting. Yes, we thank God that every month we are receiving food. We used to get food which is the 8 kilos per person, that is for 1 month. And right now, they have reduced the food into the low, whereby it is very hard for us even to reach a month when we have food inside. It is very hard. But really, God cannot forget his people. He's the reason why we are in Uganda and why we are in Yumbe district. God is providing for us through CCEDUC. Everyone is not missing lunch, not supper, not balanced diet. We are all enjoying because of CCEDUC. We are really so happy, so happy. My group is Peace Women Business Group. They are very happy. They send greetings. They appreciate, but they are just waiting for your presence to reach up to us where we are living right now. Some of us right now, we have built the shops because of CCEDUC support. And as I'm speaking to you right now, I will not dream to go back to South Sudan because already I bought my plot in Koboko district. We did this support to CCEDUC. I'm so happy and I'm working hard that I should build. I'm praying hard that really you people, God should help you so that people should become beneficiaries through us, not again through CCEDUC. That is my request. We as South Sudan, we want to go with the biggest story from Uganda. When we reach to South Sudan back, we want this project to go back to our country also, because we already used of it. And I'm begging you people really to not leave the women's. Let God help you people. If you see that there's something that you people can't afford, tell us what you can afford. We can also continue with you people. We thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Bidibidi refugees representative. Let us go ahead. We are left with some, I think, few minutes. Let us observe the time. So let me hand over to a representative from Asite Women Group.
Hello, hi everyone. Hi.
Hi, Rukia.
Global. Yes, please, Helen. Yeah, I say hi to everyone. Thanks for bringing for us this project of TCP Global. Thanks for opening the eyes of the women. I'm called Rukia from Asite Women Group. Asite Women Group is located in Yumbe Town Council towards the district. When you're going to the district offices, it's just at the roadside. Asite Women Group has really thanked TCP Global funders so much. We started our project in 2019. We started with very few members and the savings were really limited. You could look left, right, there was nobody to help you. You present your constitutions to other officers, but there was no help from the district. But thank God that when TCP Global came in, we were in position to write a constitution, and we brought the constitution to the office. The constitution was accepted. We were given funds. The first installment we got was 5,315,167. That was the first fund we got. Coupled with that, when we did very well, we're in position to make sure the money goes around. Our sisters were in position to benefit from that money, and we're in position to submit accurate reports. We were given a second additional fund. That was 6,247,642. That was the sixth. Second, then the third was 4,376,000. With all these funds we got, in total we received 15,693,97,709,000. We also thank TCP Global Fund for working together with Coca-Cola Company. Coca-Cola company also came in and supported, pulled the hands of the women. Also, the funds was given to the women. The women were very happy. Most of the women were only having single business, but when Coca-Cola came in, some of the women were in position to open other branches of the shops. So I really thank TCP Global Fund for this fund they've given to us and the women. It has opened the eyes of the women. All the women of Yumbe are very committed. You see how healthy they are. You get up in the morning, the first thing you know, you have a business, you have a target to achieve. All the women in Yumbe are in position to send their kids to school. All the kids go to school very well. They have 3 meals in a day. Peace has been maintained in the home. There's no violence in the home. You don't even hear any woman complaining that, hey, my husband has done everything. So I really thank the TCP Global Funders so much. And we cannot stop there. TCP Global should not stop there. Other funders, if they're out, the donors must also extend hands, pull TCP Global hands together. When you give a knowledge to a woman, you know, women in Yumbe are the caretakers of their homes. All the women in Yumbe, most of them are widows. Most of them lost their husbands during the war. They are the ones taking care of their families, taking care of their husband, kids. They make sure they give equal education to their kids, whether being a girl, whether being a boy, must all go to the same school, must have the same level of education. So for that, I really thank TCP Global so much for this support they've been giving us. And we feel if there are other donors out there, don't leave TCP Global alone. Once you give your money to a woman, you really see the impact of the money. That's why you have seen how healthy these women look like. I hope you are seeing them. It's all from the support from TCP Global. We really thank Chris and Helen, these people who really brought for us a TCP Global Fund, are not leaving alone Jennifer, who also came in after those of Chris. We know that through Jennifer, we can also get better things. We should not also stop at Jennifer. There must also be other donors who must come in and also give their input to the women, lift the hands of these widows, lift these hands of these poor women up, so that the women can sleep in from Grasta's house. They must sleep in iron sheets. They must start driving their own selves. I feel next time when you come to Uganda, when you see a woman, this is from TCP Global Fund, has a vehicle now, drives herself, either has a motorbike and rides her own motorbike, I think you'll be very happy for that. So that is all what we have concerning me. With money for TCP Global Fund has helped me. I opened my own shop. With the profit I got from there, I'm now in position to open another branch. This is all from the support from TCP Global Fund. Before that of Chris came in, I had only one shop for clothes, but now I've opened a merchandise shop. Next time when you come into Uganda, you'll also be in position to visit the shop. So for that case, I really thank TCP Global Fund. I'm not going to stop there. We also have other challenges. Amidst all these things we have mentioned, food shortage has become a problem. There's a lot of influence of food. Inflation rate in Uganda has reached very, very high. You cannot even get before people, 10,000 could be enough for every meal. But now you spend almost 20 to 30,000 Ugandan shillings for a single meal. You get a bowl shop has reached to 7,000. Today you're getting 7, tomorrow when you go back, you get is 8,000. A kilo of sugar, you're going to the market today, it's 3,500. Tomorrow when you go, you will get it has reached to 4,000. So where are we heading? If it was not because of TCP Global Fund, where would the level of the women be? And how would they have been? So for that case, I thank TCP Global Fund. And another challenge we have is also there's rampant diseases. Like we have malaria, we have typhoid. Most of the profits we get only goes for these treatments. We thank God we have not been having rain. The malaria rate has dropped a bit. If it was not because of the rain, coupled with increase of food ratios and increase of everything, I think we would have been in a miserable state. Also, COVID-19 cutting across. We now feel the effect of COVID-19 greatly because the prices of everything has gone very high. There's nowhere you can extend your hands in. We thank the supporters, we thank the donors, we thank everyone who is willing, any partner who is willing to extend a hand to Yumbe women. We really thank them so much. And we feel more partners must come in. Since Yumbe has been a hard to reach district, Yumbe has been from a war zone. So it is really better if we feel that we extend hands to these widows, we extend hands to these women, we extend hands to these other ladies. Will be much better. Thank you so much. Long live Americans, long live USA. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much for the wonderful presentations. I think we're left with only, I think here we're left with about 10 minutes. So I also invite one representative, that is Alima Disiru from Care Parents Women Group, to have only 5 minutes, and then the remaining 5 minutes I will give it for questions, maybe any supplements from the listeners.
Thank you so much. I'm called Halima Drichiru from Care Parents Women Group located in Otropi. Brief introduction of the group, how it started. We started some 5 years ago, though the group was not doing well because of poor savings. Before you people came in, we remained almost 5 in the group out of 30. But now when you came in and gave us 700,000, some people picked up and the group was joined together again to 30. And since that time, we have been doing well with the support from TCP Global. We have received now around 14 million in our group, 14,820,000 in our group. Great things have been happening. First, I have a member in our group who used to sleep on a papyrus mat, but right now she's sleeping on a mattress. Then I also have a widow, a very old widow, who used to sleep in a worn out grass thatched house. Right now she has been able to buy iron sheets and she's now laying bricks. I think very soon she will afford a better house for her accommodation. And now on behalf of the women of Yumbe, Yumbe has been, like my colleague said, a hard to reach district, but you've made it to be the first one. People used to consider Yumbe as a no district, because if you go to places like Kampala and you talk of Yumbe, people can be like, where is Yumbe? We know of Arua and Ajuman, where is Yumbe? They never knew about Yumbe, but at least now you've made Yumbe to be somewhere, and we are proud of that. People of Yumbe used to be very terrible in a way that even women could come to the market barefooted without sandals. But right now, women are doing their business. They are very organized, smart, and healthy. Women, like my colleague also said, here in Yumbe, it's the women who take care of their homes. And right now, with the support from TCP Global Fund, they have been also able to take their children to school. In our group, with our interest, we formed a mini group whereby we give them our interest as also loans, and they bring it after 2 months with an interest of 10% that also expands the group. TCP Global Fund has improved our saving culture. Because before you came in, we used to save 2,000 weekly, but ever since you came in and started supporting us, we are now saving 20,000, 25 and above weekly. My request is, right now we're in rainy season and we are planning to cultivate. You know, agriculture needs a lot of funding. Now our only request is at least you give us some additional funds so that we do our cultivations. And now about myself, I'm a hotelier. I did a certificate some 5 years ago, and because there was no money, so I had to stop. I started up a food kiosk, but with the TCP Global support, I've now transformed that food kiosk into a restaurant. And with my profits, I've got an admission and I'm going back to school very soon. I think that's all I have. Thank you so much. Long live.
Yeah, thank you so much, all the presenters. So I'm left with only 2 minutes. So I've given these 2 minutes for any suggestion to the teams who are here in this link or any other person in the room to have a suggestion or any question, is welcome, please.
This has been an excellent presentation and I'd like to use it for a future newsletter. So please send it to me. And it was especially great to hear all the stories. So thank you very much and congratulations. And we love supporting you, seeing the good work that you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Helen.
I have one question. If it would be nice to expand in the Bidibidi refugee camp, but is there someone in the camp that maybe the commander could recommend who could learn to do what CCEDUC does and be like an employee of CCEDUC, someone to help implement the program in the camp so that we can reach some of those other districts without having to send you out there all the time? Someone in the camp to mentor like you do.
Yes, I think that would be very, very vital because, you know, our going all the time is a long distance and so on. I think that would be great. And we need to, first of all, follow up who can be like CCEDUC. You know, at times it is not easy.
Right.
But we need, first of all, talk to the assistant commandant who is in charge of zone 1 and see if he can get someone committed like CCEDUC and do this work in the Bidibidi refugee settlement, and then we shall be updating you time to time.
Yeah, and then you can coordinate by phone and not have to go out there all the time. That would be great.
All right, thank you. So if that is all, please, I hand over to Chris Rosa.
Thank you very much, Innocent and ladies. Excellent presentation. Very impressive. Thank you for your work and your inspiration to us.
Okay.
My first question is, are there any recommendations from everyone online as to how to make these meetings more useful and better? what do you see that we could do better besides be operating the Zoom better? Any comments or suggestions?
I think Innocent's presentation today would be a good model to follow because he really explained how the program operates, how the people use their earnings, the impact on the people. I thought this was an excellent model. If we could copy this and get presentations from other sites, that would be very interesting.
Excellent. Thank you so much for appreciating our report.
Yes, just to add, I think, just to add what Helene said, the presentations, the overview is excellent. We have an idea of the scale and the impact of the program, and then the presentations by the individual group leaders are very clear to the point, and you can see the enormous impact of this work. So, just congratulations, and very useful. Just responding to Helene, a very useful approach to getting this information across.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Ash. I will move to the next step then, which is, do we have anyone who would like to present next month? Father Vincent, are you still online?
Yes, I'm online. I'm online.
Would you be willing to present your program next month so that we can learn from it?
I need to first organize the groups and organize my people here, see whether they are ready for the presentations.
And when you do present, if you could share some of your hints on working with banks and some of your ideas on regenerative agriculture. I recall you had
Yes.
some really good information to share.
Okay, okay. We shall do that.
All right, and well, thank you very much. And I apologize for imposing upon you like that, but I saw
It's
you
okay, it's okay.
online and I was eager to hear from you and your program.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, thank you.
Most
So
welcome.
we will schedule the next program for, should we have it at this time, at the same time as today, or should we have it an hour later like we usually do?
If the time is okay, except the day, the Saturday might not be convenient.
All right, which day would be most convenient? Oh, Saturday is not convenient.
It is not. Maybe working days for us, especially if I have to have field officers and some field staff. Like now, Saturdays, they are not around, they are off with their families. So it helps on Thursdays, Fridays, those days might work better.
Is there any, are there any comments? Would Thursday or Friday at this time work for other areas?
At least for us
Yes.
in Kabale, it would work.
Also the same here in Yumbe. It can work for us also.
Is Thursday or Friday better?
Yeah, it is better. Thursday is okay. Friday is okay. Any of those days.
How about Friday? There are some other things on Thursday that kind of get in the way.
Okay, let us take Friday.
Right.
So is there anyone that Friday doesn't work for?
It is okay for everyone now then.
We will schedule for Friday, 3:30 PM East Africa time, 8:30 or 9:30 AM Eastern Daylight Time, et cetera, et cetera.
Which day?
And in a
8th?
month, which would probably, is the 17th or 24th of June better?
Let us take 24th.
24th?
Yes.
All right, 24 June then?
Yes.
Well, very good. Well, thank you very much. With that, I will conclude the meeting unless someone has something else that they need to say. Thank you very much, and thank you, ladies of Yumbe and Bidibidi. This was excellent, very inspiring. We learned so much and heard so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Stay well, all the teams.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye all.
Hi, Helen.